Hi everybody, welcome back. It's Nick Pendergast here from Clarity Kent Counselling, and you may have seen a couple of weeks ago I posted on the Acceptance Hub a little quote from a previous client, Catherine here, that I'd had the pleasure to work with, and I said a video would follow, really just to for Catherine to share her experience of working with me and what brought her to counselling and therapy, and how really counselling stroke coaching in the sort of midlife, perimenopause, menopausal space had really kind of helped her. So it's great, Catherine, to kind of be back and in contact, with you again. And thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your time this afternoon really to record this video so I can share it with the Perimenopausal Hub Action Takers group on Facebook. So tell us a little bit, what brought you to therapy or counselling with me?
Yeah, thanks, Nick. It's lovely to be with you.
Yeah.
I felt at the time that I was approaching a point in my life where I just felt that my mindset was so confused, really, and I had been through a lot of health issues with perimenopause, and that had really depleted my energy, and my hormone levels were so up and down. And I think, unlike the earlier part of my life where it had been structured with education and I knew where I was going, suddenly I was in this point in my life where I had to deal with a lot that had happened, but how did I then transition successfully into the next phase of my life? And that really, at that point where I couldn't see my way forward anymore, and I just felt I'd lost sense of myself, that's really where I started to seek therapy. And I was really pleased to find you and you dealing with issues specifically on perimenopause in therapy.
And I think it is, as you said, it's kind of in that midlife and with the hormone fluctuations as well. It's that space of that sense of confidence, isn't it? And self-esteem, and maybe a sense of loss of identity and kind of purpose, isn't it? And kind of
very much
what
so.
now is that? That sounds like yeah, absolutely. In our work together, your experience.
Yes, that's really where I was, because I felt that my career had been badly impacted by all of this, and it was at times very difficult to even leave the house, and I'd had to take a step back from my career, and so the sense of me was evaporating quickly, and also a lot of family issues that come in at that moment in your life as well, and I just felt as if I'd put myself aside, and I felt that I wasn't really being listened to or considered, and all of those things were suddenly as if I was invisible, and that was also becoming really difficult to deal with and to see how I would go forward. So those issues, as we talk through those sort of things, were so helpful in just finding myself again, but also through your insights, being able to kind of listen to that inner voice and find me. And I really felt that had been missing from me. It wasn't just feeling, I realized it wasn't just feeling other people's, me trying to find my voice with them, but actually listen to my own voice again and then find a better way to communicate. And I think that's some of the key things that therapy brought for me, and that you assisted me in being able to do that. And it's really taken me forward into a better way of communicating, and I feel in a way of being able to stand my ground again, actually, and create more boundaries in my life, but in a positive way, to be able to do the things that I want to do.
Yeah, and as you said, and I know I've used the phrase many times, being able to stand in our power, isn't it?
Yeah.
And be able to put those boundaries in place, because unless we really look after ourselves first and foremost, then we cannot be in the best place to support others. And as you alluded to, when there's probably more than we realize in midlife, in our 40s, in our 50s, we are juggling so many things, whether it's parents, family, relationships, children, and seemingly all our effort and attention is being put into others, maybe, and as you said, we lose sight of ourselves.
I think that was exactly it. And I think the gift you gave me really was the kind of permission to give myself a little bit of care and space and thinking time, which I just wasn't allowing myself to do. And that really helped me ground myself again and find my way forward. I think that was really critical, just to really say it's okay to do this. You know, you should do this. It will be better for you in the long term. And that was a really positive thing. So
It's to normalize things, isn't it? To say it's okay that if you like, acknowledge and give myself permission for my own self-care.
Exactly.
And kind of the benefits that come with it. I guess before we finish, what would you say are the things that you've taken away, you know, from therapy in terms of the outcomes and how sort of counselling, therapy, you know, the benefits, you know?
Yeah, I think really kind of finding new perspectives and new ways to communicate. I think that I love the challenge of therapy, and it really made me question things. You know, you helped me to question things in a different way to the thoughts that were just circling in my head. And that was really helpful.
Or ticker tape that go,
yes, going round and round. And I felt from that point of view, it was almost like an education for myself again, to come back to that and really find new answers. I think the key thing though is to have reduced the stress levels and find better ways to deal with things. Through that and that great sort of better inner calmness that I've managed to create, I feel physically better. And I think that's the huge thing. And I actually made a big step forward towards from perimenopause to menopause in this time as well. And I really credit going through this process in being able to establish myself again and to allow my body to heal and move on. And I think that's been really important. So I would really recommend it to people.
I know you mentioned it when working towards the end of our work together that you said that you'd absolutely noticed maybe a marked difference and shift in those sort of both physical, wasn't it, and psychological symptoms, as I like to call it, of the perimenopause, whether that's the aches, pains, you know, or the brain fog and the concentration.
Yes, definitely. Yes. And with the loss, with those sort of those issues becoming less, your confidence returns as well. And I just feel that I've been able to find a better balance in my life, a better balance at work. I've been able to communicate better with my colleagues so that we have a better understanding instead of me hiding things and trying to cope that way. And, you know, it's really given me the confidence to do that, which I didn't have before. And, you know, so that experience of talking it through in a safe space has really given me the, you know, as I say, the confidence to move forward.
Lovely. Thank you. Thanks for your time, Catherine.
Not at all. Lovely to see you, Nick. Thanks very much.